Hello everyone. I welcome all of you in English class 10th. Today we are going to study the poem Animals by Walt Whitman. So the theme of the poem is it presents a contrast between animals who are calm and content, unlike humans who are unhappy due to their competitiveness and lack of self satisfaction. Students, this poem is written in free verse. The tone of this poem is dissatisfaction and hopelessness at the current human situation. In this poem, the poet compares animals and humans and thinks that animals are better as they have qualities like calmness, contentness, and lack of greediness, etc. He wants to live among you animals, a life free of sins and sorrows. So, student, let's move to the poem. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self contained. I stand and look at them long and long. Placid means calm, peaceful, content means keep up control. In these lines, Walt Whitman says that he wants to live in the world of animals. Here we can say that the poet finds the world of animals better than that of human beings. He further says that he finds animals more peaceful than humans. He says so because animals are not running after worldly things like human beings. They are calm and have no greed for worldly things or any kind of achievements. They are self contained, means they are happy with life and never interfere in the life of others. Humans have the habit of interfering in the lives of others, so the poet thinks that animals are better than humans for being calm and not interfering in the matters of others. And the poet further says that these are the reasons why he stands still and looks at the animals for a very long time. Let's move to the second stanza. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Not one is satisfied. Not one is demented with the mania of owning things. So, student, the poet says that unlike humans, animals don't complain of any misery. They never cry out loud like humans do to show what they have lost. They never stay awake in the night crying in repentance for their wrongdoings. This means that animals are different from human beings because they don't show anger or grief if something wrong happens with them. He further says that animals are very truthful because they never boast of their good deeds done in the name of God. He says so because most of the human beings do this. They try to show their good deeds and religiousness to others. They do so in order to gain popularity among their fellows. So the poet thinks that animals never irritate him by doing such things, just to gain some praise from their fellow people. He feels that the animals are not dissatisfied like humans. They stay happy with whatever they have. They never run behind worldly things. They never try to possess things of comfort or luxury. He says that None of them is mad behind owning the worldly things. And the third stanza, not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself, they evince them plainly in their possessions. So here Kneels means bow down, events means show or reveal, possession means ownership of something. Here the poet says that he has never seen any animal showing his devotion to anyone by bowing down in front of the person. They never do so, even for their ancestors. They do not show devotion towards God like humans do. No one among them is more respectable or important as we have in human society. In human beings, rich people are generally given more importance and are treated with more respect as compared to the poor. But in the society of animals, they never do so. They never give more or less importance to any other animal. Everyone in the animal world is happy. They are not like human beings who find themselves the happiest or the saddest person on earth. Further, the poet says that animals are more honest in showing their relations with other animals. Here he wants to say that animals use other animals as their food and they never try to hide this. Whereas human beings show that they have nice and friendly relations with others, though the reality is opposite. The poet says that he accepts the fact that animals are true towards showing their relation with other animals. Here, the literary device Walt Whitman used metaphor, the metaphor in the lexicon, and metaphor, alliteration, repetition, anaphora. We will discuss. Let me complete the last stanza. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? Negligently means carelessness. Tokens means the qualities of human beings. Here, so at last the poet introspects himself and says that from where the animals got those good qualities. He further questions himself that where his own good qualities are gone. Did he left them or had carelessly lost them somewhere? The qualities that were found in human beings in the past, like innocence, kindness, truthfulness, are now seen in animals. He wonders that humans gave up these qualities and they have been passed on to the animals. This was the thinking or opinion of Walt Whitman towards animals. He thinks that animals are far better than human being. So I was talking poetry devices as alliteration used here in make me the word wonder where a repetition of the letter W and in make me a repetition of M. This is alliteration and repetition use of the word long. We can see in the third line them long and long. Repetition used here. Metaphor sweet and sweat and wine refers to the cries and complaints of human beings, and the second inner quality of humans are referred to as tokens. These two compares are metaphor. Anaphora is here not one, not as it is said, they do not complain. We can see here they do not sweat, they do not lie, they do not make mistake. This is anaphora, and Not one kneels, not one is respectable. I hope, student, you went through this poem, you understood this poem.